And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Solar Nations 2 as Ethiopia. Let's unpause. Let's let some time pass. We're rolling through the culture tree pretty quickly. We are trying to raise our education levels so that we can go through the tech tree a little bit faster when we do revisit the tech tree, because we do need some tech out of the tech tree. We are trying to save up 10 culture power, and we're almost there to replace utopianism with frontier spirit. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we now have that power. Yes. So we're going to replace utopianism with frontier spirit. Frontier spirit, at the end of it, has universal exploration, which is no interplanetary splinter cultures. That's what we want in the long run. Early on here, yeah, we get a little bit of immigration push-pull, although we have closed borders, so that doesn't do anything for us right now. If we can make it to the third tech, we have a way around the fact we don't have the technology to colonize, because we get colonization range anyway from the final frontier. Space fleet capacity, space units, some resource income, because you go to space for the resources. Also provides some base colonization speed at the bottom there. So yeah, we need to save up about 7.5 so we can get to colonization without having the tech. Although we may still brute force the tech pretty as soon as we're doing these culture techs. In fact, I think we'll go ahead and brute force all the way into spaceports themselves. That'll be slow and grinding, but I think that's what we need to do at that point. You've got my lowest populations. There's maybe an argument that I don't focus so heavily on research here. On the other hand, I've got the money. There's maybe an argument not to get too hung up on it. I do have industry here as well, so we'll pick up research industry level 1. You got the university coming. Let's start building up. You'll go for more culture? No, I think we want to get that education efficiency going faster. So let's take research industry levels. I suppose I can just keep up the culture as well. We have money. There's one thing we have right now, it is money. Here we go. I suppose I could actually while I have the money, let's go ahead, we'll click the survey here. Iron and some curiosities. The iron should be buffing the steel refinery. And the curiosities actually buff the university, I believe. And press the button again. Immediately kicks in, does it again. Okay. Well, we got the money, so I'll just have our surveys go. More iron, more curiosities. Spend the money that we have. Try to do it productively at least. Okay. Marianan Ahmed here is ready for a level up. You are our military person, so we'll go with commander there. I'm going to save up to 50 stability, and then I'm going to try to take a situation. I think one of the situations we can take is Shadow Empire. Duration 2. And Shadow Empire gives us more spy agency, both operation effectiveness, diplomatic capacity, faction-based power. Not too worried about losing the unit morale or the unit cost. And then this takes 20 stability to take. So we will wait until we have 50, because I'd like to stay above 30. Djibouti, espionage. I can start currying favors. And then if I can get back over... I guess I need another 25% over the 10 we're using. But yeah, if we can get the political infiltration as well, that'll be useful. Yeah, starting to curry those favors. I suppose we're technically saving up for make proxy here, which I believe should be doable here with Djibouti. Oh, did I do the wrong one? I did the wrong one. No, I did the right one. Political infiltration, there we go. I was getting confused with these guys. These guys were not there yet. In fact, sadly, we're capped here at 18. Psychology 1. That's the unrest reduction. Not that we're too worried about unrest at the moment. Premier has been reassigned. Did it change who was in the job? Yes, it put you in. No, it didn't change who was in the job. Oh, I now have a Smymaster role. I think I want to change who I have. When did that open him? It's good to have that, because I definitely want that. I think you want to be my Spymaster. It's tempting, because espionage offense is diplomacy. Take this guy. But you're a little bit more all around. And operation effect is military, so we're not going to use as much taking you out of the job. So we're going to unassign, which is going to cost stability, and then we're going to assign you to there. And then that should buff my target range. Oh, I see what happened. So one of the people I was negotiating with has been integrated. So Djibouti is now part of Eritrea. And Eritrea is not the correct ideology, so that is a shame. Yeah, target's much higher with Egypt, so we might actually be able to straight up start stealing some technology. We're looking at 50 plus with Somalia. Still pretty low with Kenya, but that's fine. Take my first trait, so we'll take first one frontier. Some leader experience gain, it's not a bad thing. Research going. Okay, research industry is done. Do I want to level up the research industry, or do I want to level up the university? I get more education efficiency from the university, so let's do the university. You're going up, or you're building your first level in research industry. You're working on monument, at which point you'll actually be done. We don't have computers yet, otherwise we do computers there. So we're going to be done in Tigray pretty quickly here. And then here in our main capital region, again, we're going to go for that education efficiency, maxing out the research industry. Anyway, I think we go for Shadow Empire status. Situation, add new. We are the Shadow Empire of Africa. True power is not the only rule, but to rule unseen. To that end, we will focus our efforts in the control of hidden things and orchestration of the great game so that we may never lose. So we now have a situation. We are a Shadow Empire. We're in the Empire in the Shadows. Political infiltration into... Gotta pick up a little bit more. We can do curry favors. Probably should have done curry favors before political infiltration, but oh well, too late. Psychology 2 is done. And we've hit 80% with Egypt, so I can come down and, more importantly, not steal resources, steal technology. We got industrialization for free. So now we can build consumer goods. I had refining 5, and we do have refining 5. And we can build... that gives us manufacturing deposits, okay. That, oh, that's titanium. There's manufacturing. So I probably want to plop you in here. Yeah. Add a consumer goods industry at the end of that queue. I actually want you to do consumer goods industry first. Carry some favors. My largest signing deposit now? No, you are still the largest signing deposit. I was trying to say I wanted to add the resource extraction someplace else. Climatization 1. 2% habitability, 1% population growth. We got one more culture tech we're going to do, and then we are going to leave the culture tree for a while and try to force through to spaceports. Yeah, to buff our prestige a bit, I will go ahead and raise another army. Land defense. Plop another land defense army. Get some more prestige from that. As we continue to grow the proverbial shadow empire that is Ethiopia, we've got a 4th leader. What do you specialize in? You really don't, but you're probably next best in military, so... in fact, you're the first Tigray army commander, so we will give you the defense minister job. After we vacated it to make the previous defense minister the head of the spy masters. Head of the spies. Once more, we go look to Egypt. Egypt, I would like you to give me another technology, please. Titanium alloy. Logistics hub. Trenching tools. Okay. Climatization 2. So now we're at the point where we're kind of forced on... Well, I'm at the point where we got all the culture checks we really want really early here. At least until we get 20 tier 2s, which we're not going to be able to do with culture alone. Alright, to pick this one up, I need 20 tier 2s. We currently have 7, all from the culture tree. I can take up another 3 from the culture tree, but I need to get the other 10 from either military or science. We want to be colonizing space, so we want to get up to spaceports. At least up to spaceports. I think we'll do spaceports and then maybe do something that does life extension. Make the people on Earth live longer would not be a bad plan. Population lifespan, population growth, and I think the building in here, the gene clinics, I think is population lifespan. Because if we can boost the lifespan of our people, we hold on to our leaders for longer, which is something we'll try to do this run. We kind of ignored leaders, we kind of ignored spying in the last run. In this one, we're kind of leaning into it here. As our Shadow Empire, the sense of adventure, and up next is the final frontier. Got ourselves a manufacturing industry, running some development equilibrium, 15%. Yeah, probably after that research industry is done, we'll map out the monument. Could take Somalia up to 75. I don't think Somalia has a tech necessarily for us to steal. We can still check, I suppose. In the 75%. I guess if it's not in the 75%, that's probably an indication they don't. Oh, there it is. The first one, 75. So we can try to do the steal tech anyway. 74.9. Showing up 75 because of rounding. It's not quite 75. Oh, we might not actually hit 75. Oh, no, we did. So we'll hit the steal technology button. We probably won't get anything. Yeah, they had nothing to steal. That was kind of expected. We're not doing spying on Somalia for their technology, let's just say. Although we can steal another one from Egypt. We may be approaching the point where we're going to stop stealing from Egypt. Well, actually, no, we probably won't. We'll hit this point when we stop stealing from Egypt when we have nothing to steal. We steal another one, we get nuclear physics. Not what we want, but it's better than nothing. So you're working universities. Your queue is done, and really... I don't really want to build more in there. Yeah, I don't really have anything else we want to build there. Yeah. So Muhammad is ready for an upgrade. Spy offense is diplomacy. So we actually want to swap over to diplomat here. While we want more offense so we can get higher ultimate values for our spy effects. We got 31 base, we got 10, or we got 11 from ideology, so we can in 19 years. Is that adding right? That should be 42. Something's not adding up right there. But yeah, we should be able to get you up to 60. Given enough time. And that should be the same here. We should be able to get you up to 60. It's maybe not the end of the world if we don't get quite to 60, because we'll have some favors. We already have 10 favors, some smaller, for example. I would need 21 right now. And 29 there. I think we only have... Well, here we have none. Here we should start collecting. Do focus infiltration there. And I suppose here, I've got what I need. We don't need it this high. Let's abandon focus infiltration. Get us our diplomatic power back. So we can move on to the next hypothetical target. Sudan. Ideology should be open to us. Okay, so let's do improve and build spy network there. Esther is ready for another promotion. Again, we want the factions to like us. Well, the factions like us a lot. There may be an argument to go for something that isn't a faction. Yeah, the factions do love us a lot. Although I'd like a little bit more buffer. For example, I'd like the technocrats to be over 60%. I'd like the rule in the middle class to be over 60%. We're currently actually doing something to buff the middle class, which is why they're at 47. So yeah, we will go ahead and take another diplomacy on you. Influence here. That'll raise the target for those factions by another 3%. Okay, Kenya. Start currying favors. Miami University, we've got what we want there, yes. When we get up to 50 stability, I'm going to pick up another situation. We're going to pick up Diplomatic Empire. So we can get some more diplomatic capacity, so we can do some more spying and improve relations and such like that. Okay, and we have picked up the third in Frontier Spirit. If there is any empty space on the moon, and there may not be any empty space on the moon, I'm going to be taking it. There is 2 spots on the moon. I think these are spots on the moon. Oops. I'm probably not going to be fast enough to claim that one. 81% is probably too far along. 80% is too far along. Okay, so we've missed the moon. It's too late to get to the moon. Is the stable orbits empty? Antarctica is available. I might do Antarctica just because it's available, but it's not really where we want to be going. It's the 2 contested ones. Yeah, no one's contesting for Antarctica, so we might take Antarctica. And we can go to Mars. Okay, if I sort by iron, it's the way I can turn sorting, targeting off, because right now I'm targeting, I want the entire solar system here, okay? Wow, someone's already claimed Phobos. That's, quick. Dallas is claimed. Although I haven't set my range, some of these might just not be in range. Okay, so yeah, okay, so I want to go out to the asteroid belt, we need to do something on. So, best mining spot we know of on Mars looks to be you. I'm going to send a colonist. Ethiopia goes to space. What do you mean I must be able to colonize this region or the survey of the region? I'm obviously colonizing it. We're in range. And we'll build some infrastructure to get that going a little faster. Okay, so we got our Mars colony going. We're going to be taking a mouse in the meantime, so I can buy up some space fleet capacity. Looks like I can. There we go. Got someone else shipping us to the moon, or in this case, shipping us to Mars, because we didn't meet the moon in time. Situations. To add a new situation. We're not just a shadow empire. I am also going to be a diplomatic empire. Capacity plus 50%. The society emphasizes diplomacy as a means of control instead of conquest. Okay. Our opening with that is I'm going to attempt, and I maybe don't have the power here. Although we're looking at 42%. We're definitely better off than we used to be. Get me some spies in Belgium and the Netherlands. The Benelux region with their higher education levels is what we're aiming for here. 178. Yeah, that means they're probably doing pretty good at tech, assuming they are doing any tech. Whereas we're still wallowing below the base target of 40. It's going up. Our high end is higher than it used to be, but it's still pretty low. And then we do want to steal technology from them, so if we're still got diplomatic capacity left over, we'll go ahead and do focused infiltration on both. Got 11 favors, I need 18 to integrate them. I've got 2 favors, I need 26 to integrate them. It's Space colonization. Which technically would normally give us access to the moon. We already have range beyond the moon because of Frontier Spirit. And we're poking Mars. In fact, now that we have a colony on Mars, I can probably just pop to our colony on Mars. Are we the first one on Mars? I don't think we're the first to the moons, but we are the first to Mars. We've made it to Mars. So, we're not going to be dominating the moon, because we didn't get to the moon first. In fact, we're a bit late to the moon. We will be dominating the red planet. Ready for another promotion on Joseph. And you are still doing a job that benefits from management skill. So you'll become a software engineer. Got your last level in university queued up. Yeah, I think we go ahead and take the research university up to max after that. Nope, we're at the point where we can steal another one from Egypt, so let's go ahead and steal another one from Egypt. Generative AI. So if we have 5 levels in electronics, we can do industrial computerization. We have the electronics factory that we can build. Digital assembly, which is a buff to the electronics factory. And electronics integrations for stuff. Lithium is the electronics buff. So here in Tigray, let's get our early electronics factory going. Industrial capacity short, so let's import some capacity. Short term here. Long term, we'll be building more on Mars, and we'll probably be a net exporter. But short term, we need it. Because I think Mars is taking it, is where it's going. And Mars and the Army is taking it. And we're trying to go get even more of a range upgrade, although I think we probably want to spread out on Mars pretty quickly here. So spaceports in particular is going to give us space fleet capacity so we can do multiple places. Colonizing on bodies that are not your starting one, the one where your capital is, I believe costs space fleet capacity for the colonization. So right now where you're paying money to buy space fleet capacity. In fact, there's only demand for space fleet capacity, so it's probably relatively expensive. Okay, the electronics factory is done in Tigray. I can follow that up. We got a pretty nice level on it. We got level 4 to start. Advantage to units, EMP vulnerability, a little bit of education efficiency. We can buff that with digital assembly. So we'll go ahead and buff that with the digital assembly. can steal another tech from Egypt. We gained pharmaceuticals. Plus 10 population lifespan. So our leader should live 10 years longer now. Okay, Kenya. I'm pretty sure I can't steal anything from Kenya. We'll try anyway. Just check. Steal technology. Yeah, we get nothing from Kenya. Kenya has nothing to give us. Curry favors, political infiltration. Are we running focused on you, or are we just that good at this point? I think we might just be that good. No, I have focus infiltration. I can turn focus infiltration off because I only need to be sitting around 50% for what we're trying to do with you. Okay. Oh, they have 5 favors on me. I'm reading this backwards. Or am I... We have 5. Okay, no, we have 5. I have 11 here. I need 12. So we're getting real close with being able to integrate Somalia. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. Diplomatically. Oh, that will slow down Unity text, although we're not working on Unity text at the moment, so that's fine. Can I survey you yet? Oh, I know what might be happening with my surveys. I haven't said colony policy. So, we are playing conservative. So, we could go collectivist with state-owned, or collectivist individualist with corporate, or liberal with private, but no. We're doing charter colonies here. We're doing the conservative choice. There we go. That might still not give us survey capacity, but now we've actually got a policy set up here, which will be useful. You can probably take digital assembly to 2, because we have 10 refining. We actually have 12 refining, but I think it goes in multiples of 5 for digital assembly. Upgrade. Yeah, only one upgrade. Pretty sure it requires 10 to go to level 2. 2.5 years, we'll get another electronics. Although levels of electronics is not, other than the first one for the 10% education, isn't that powerful. Pick up another one of you. Space fleet capacity plus 10%. We don't build any yet, then we need the next tech for that. That'll be useful when we have it. I think I have enough that I can start influencing South Sudan. Let's do that. I may even have enough to start influencing North Sudan. Yeah, I have enough to do north as well. Do north as well. So we are getting a splinter culture on Mars, because we haven't yet picked up the last one, but we're going to only have one splinter culture, so we can work with that. Okay, we're at the point where we can steal another tech from Egypt. Egypt should have all the tier 1 techs. So when we run out, we know we've taken all the tier 1 techs that they have that we don't. That'll actually take a while, so I'm not too worried about that. happening. Army organization. So that's actually one of the culture ones. That's one of the ones we would prefer not to have stolen, because we can research that pretty easily ourselves. And yeah, we're coming up on the completion of the first Mars colony. It's slow, but progressing. Do I improve the farming here? I say we do. Let's grab resource extraction and the next one. Anyway, we maxed out you until we get a better mine, although Mars will help with that. A 10 base mine, we can then hit twice with the resource extraction. That'll give us about a level 15 one. That's good enough. I suppose I might go nuclear fuels here when we get the tech for it. I don't think we have the power plant. Oh, no, I do have it. There it is. Yeah, so we get level 5 energy sector here, which would not be terrible. Get that queued up. And our colony is done. We now have our first region on Mars. Has a insignificant atmosphere, but notably starts with a pretty nice iron deposit. So we're going to start off here with a steel refinery. Also going to pop over to Mars. I don't necessarily need to colonize a place next to where we landed, but I will do that just for the memes. 5 there. 5's probably fine enough. There's a 6. We'll do 6. I guess I have to survey places before I colonize it for whatever reason. It's fine. Survey here. We survey, it gets +6 iron. That's good. Survey twice. Another +6 iron. So, 22 iron. I think that's going to be our new iron mining spot. Still the same fissiles as we do back on Earth, so we'll probably run the nuclear power plant on Earth for the moment. Sit out here on Mars. Partially because we just got it started. It's going on Earth, so I get too carried away. And I need more spacefleet capacity. This is one reason we want to get spaceports done, so we can build our own spacefleet capacity. And potentially sell it, because apparently it's quite valuable. Oh, someone is now selling it. Currently, China is the only vendor. With my income... Mars, Ethiopian has been born. Okay. My income, let's go ahead and take espionage funding to max. Oh, that's a 100k. Okay, I need to save up a little bit more revenue generation than that. Just a little bit more. Not quite profitable enough yet. Oh, and we have a 5th leader. And I do have a job for him. He'll become the corporate commander. Ali Ahmed. Welcome to corporate commanding. And he is actually the right type of leader for that, so that works out well. That reminds me, I did not turn your automatic upgrading off, although it looks like you picked the right one. Same there, did not turn it off. I'd like to do those choices myself, even if to recognize that they are in fact happening. Okay, we've got tech stealing time. Belgium. I'd like a technology, please. Military tactics 1. Okay, not really the tech we want to be stealing, but we can work with that. And military logistics 1. Yeah, very much not the techs I wanted to be stealing. Now I'm kind of... Well, if I wasn't rushing for spaceports, I would be regretting having not researched those yet, because those are the techs we can research really easily. And in fact, probably the ones that... well, no, the EU probably still is pretty... The ones who are spying on the EU are still pretty culturally compact. It's time. We've got 11 favors. I only need 5. I'm going to use 6 favors. We're leveraging 6 favors. If Sonali dies this project, they'll lose a proposal. They will lose 6 stability. And of course, the AI, as far as I'm aware, never says no if you have the favors to make it work. So there we go. Somalia is part of Ethiopia. They are currently a puppet administration, a proxy administration. I would take a 7, almost 8 stability hit to properly integrate them. I'm going to do that right now because I have the stability. I'm not looking for anything in particular right now, so we will integrate them properly. Providing us a barracks and a seaport, some troops and stuff. And I suppose we'll start working, maybe I'm trying to integrate them. That would be Monument. Monument for the assimilation, yeah. And on the same thing, let's swap from closed borders, just providing us a spearless assignment, to migration quotas for that assimilation bonus. And then we will survey their territory, some more iron, water, nuclear fuels, water, iron, nuclear fuels. Okay. And then we're a little farther off Kenya. And I suppose that freed up some capacity. So let's start improving relations. Build a spy network on Uganda. South Sudan hasn't hit the magical 25% yet for curry favors. Okay. Apparently I'm over my recruitment limit. Although that's mostly affecting reinforcement rates, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're going to have population growth, that'll help. And then we can steal in the tech from Egypt. Espionage. Steal technology. Got one of the military techs. How's the buildup going on Mars? The buildup is done, so we've got that steel refinery. Could do manufacturing up here. That'll only give us 3 levels. That's not really that interesting right now. I think we go... Let's do spy sabotation for the population. No, I think we're going to go resource extraction for the even more iron effectiveness. We're at 23 levels now, so that's 23% project build cost reduction. And it's also allowed me to build up the digital assembly level, so we'll keep one of those up. Continuing to work through Frontier Spirit, so advancement of knowledge. We've inherited the governor of Somali. Spaceports is done, so I can now build spaceports. Also gives us a little bit more range. I'm going to do something that maybe isn't the smartest. I'm going to get a second colony going. I want this one, if possible, to be in a stable orbit. Okay, I can go up to the asteroid belts, that'll work. I guess people have gone to Deimos and Phobos already. Yeah, Deimos, Phobos have been claimed. Asteroid belts have not. The asteroid belts will work because we got the spaceport build cost reductions up there. I guess we'll search them by iron, amount of iron. So Palace has more, but ignore the asteroid belts for the space station bonus. Although insignificant gravity on Palace would work as well. Okay, do asteroid belt F. Increase workforce, expand construction. Take a little bit of metal there, and we'll need a little bit of more space fleet capacity. The whole point of getting out here to this location in particular is so we can build our own pretty efficiently. And I suppose, well, I'm not sure if it will split on the asteroids. It probably will split on the asteroids, so it'll actually give us a third culture at that point. We're going to survey you twice. It's probably still going to be pretty metal focused. Yeah, 16 metal. Hopefully we can follow that up with a steel refinery. Metals 5 might be worth doing. Yeah, let's assume heavy metals 5 is worth doing. We'll get a construction or consumer goods as well. And technically we have that down here, but that's only 2, so yeah, up on Mars will be better. Make our development equal from 15% to 25%. And now that I'm back down to only 1 colony... Oh, I'm stockpiling tech because I haven't targeted anything. Get me genetic engineering for the pop growth. We need nanocomposites for that to really work. That's manufacturing sector level. Entertainment zones. Might be a bit early to be thinking about for an early asteroid module. Yeah, I think we do genetic engineering, and I think we go back and pick the remaining tier 2 cultures. And then we're going to be focusing on trying to get our 20, so we can go to tier 3 and 4. Reactor going there. Here, I think I've got everything built that we want for now. Industrial computerization is actually a little tempting. Development equilibrium. Combo to that pop is nice. There, industrial computerization. Oh, I can build you up. So let's queue up 4. In fact, I suppose I can go to 5. Yeah, I can probably do 5. Go for 5. Oh, that has actually taken me into the deficit range, because apparently that was an expensive one. Let's pay off our debts. Someone died. Omar has succeeded their predecessor. No, the Premier is dead! Oh, the inhumanity. Omar is not gonna keep that job. He's young, but he's got no skills. He's got no skills. Okay. Who has my best diplomacy? You've got 10. You've got 9. Got 5. You've got 17. Although you're my spy master, I'd like you to continue doing spy mastering things. Okay, so you're gonna get unassigned. So you can take over his job. And then you're going to be taken over by Osman. Omar is best diplomacy. We'll give you a diplomat level. You need to be a lot better than that before we're going to really give you the position, but... Oh, I haven't been collecting favors on you, no. Relative prestige -6, okay. Carry favors, political infiltration. I need to get either 7 favors. I need to get 7 favors. 8 favors to get Kenya in. Whoops. We'll do some tax stealing. So with Egypt. We get vehicle reinvention. Over in Europe, off of the Netherlands. We get restored shipyards. Off of Belgium, we get auxiliary components. Off of South Sudan, I should start carrying favors, and that's enabled. Carry favors and, oh, I did economic infiltration. I meant to do, oh, I did, oh, yeah, political infiltration, that works. Sudan, carry favors, Critical infiltration. Uganda. Stay as is. Egypt might be so weak at this point. I can drop the focus infiltration. I need to keep that going if I want to steal tech from them. We may be running out of tech to steal from them soon, but... How's our... The colony is done. So in the asteroid belt, we now control asteroid belt F. At asteroid belt F, we are going to build our spaceport. Space capacity of 20. Let's grab ourselves another location. Expansion. We'll grab ourselves asteroid belt E. And if anything, I need to resist spending tons of money, because apparently I've run myself into debt. You need 28. We're not going to get that in favors, obviously. You need 6. I've got 2 favors. You need 27. You need 33. Pick up my next culture trait. For the Empire! Plus 10% resource income. We're getting enough space fleet capacity. I can reduce our import. We're gonna get even more when the space fleet capacity is built. Oh, I suppose the middle class has been pissed off. One party being pissed off isn't a problem. One political group being pissed off isn't a problem. It may become a problem if we get more pissed off. This is because the person who replaced the dead guy is, you know, not as good as the previous one. Oh, and our colony is done. F, we've got a spaceport. E, we're gonna grab a spaceport as well. We're gonna grab another colony location. Asteroid belt D. Needs to say we can reduce our exports even more. Go into exporting, which is still a somewhat profitable endeavor at this point. Oh, did I screw the math up there? Looks like I screwed the math up there, okay. Here we go. We do some more tech theft, so we'll start off with Egypt. Egypt's more likely to be the first one to run out of tech for us to steal. Nuclear engine optimization. Belgium is... 74.8. Okay, not Belgium. Not the Netherlands. We'll have to give them another month or two. I think that ticks up at the end of the year. There's some construction here. I'm not going to immediately follow that up with anything more. But we are up to a nice 10 level of electronics. We got 5 levels of energy. That's providing a nice stability bonus. And now we can go ahead and steal technology first from Belgium. I suppose I should actually turn Siphon Research on. So let's turn Siphon Research on and then steal technology. And improve turrets. And then Siphon Research and Steel Technology. Chemical lasers. So we're mostly getting tier 1 techs, which isn't super surprising. We know they start with all the tier 1 techs. We might be starting to run out of tier 1 techs to steal. And if we do, then we'll move on to some other target, but still nice to pick those up. Working away out of debt while colonizing the asteroid belts. Looks like there's some fighting going on. I'm mostly going to ignore fighting. I'm going to engage mostly in diplomatic Shadow Empire play here early on. And with that, we got the last of the Frontier Spirit. More colonization speed. No new splinter cultures going forward. Might as well promote Somali. Technically there's Mars Ethiopian, although they're so small we might just let them shrink away by exit, or by integration at this point. The colony finished. So is done. As is the case with all these, we're going to open up with a spaceport. More space stuff, and we're going to grab the next one. Expansion. So we got FEDCBA appears to be the order we're going. And yeah, I think at an hour in here, with us slowly colonizing the asteroid belt, I think that is a good place for us to put a part break in. Right now, we're mostly building up space fleet capacity. We'll let that cycle for a little bit so we know we got an updated value on the space fleet capacity here. But yeah, we should be pretty close to the point where we no longer need to import space fleet capacity and maybe start being able to export it. It is somewhat valuable because other people don't have it, and we usually probably want to use our own, probably going forward. And yeah, we're going to get out of debt relatively quickly. We didn't go too much into debt, and I went into debt building up the digital assembly, so up to you whether you consider that a good choice. That probably wasn't a good choice, although it's supposedly making us like 4K, so it is what it is. And yeah, the Shadow Empire has grown a little bit. We're up to Somalia. We're looking to add in Kenya next. I only need 6 favors for Kenya. We have 5. I'll probably go to 7 just to make sure we've got a surplus one. But yeah, we're getting really close to adding Kenya. That'll make us a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. I may need to disband some of the army. We are over the manpower supply for our troops. And obviously, when we integrate another person, we're going to get even more men. But yeah, things are going well. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow as we continue to expand Ethiopia, tech steal our way into the modern era. I suppose as we get money, I should be improving the education and culture in the places that we integrate on Earth. High population is basically the strength of Earth, whereas in space, the strength is resources. So, for example, out in the asteroid belt, we have heavy metals, we have titanium, we have the space station bonus, which is makes the space stations really cheap. We've got good chunks of iron. Terrible population, so we can pretty much ignore the percentile bonuses to population up there. But here on Earth, we got really large population, so we want to hit those with the percentile bonuses and probably more ignore the resources going forward. Well, when we were stuck down here, the resources were useful, but in space, they will be better. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. We are going to record 2 more parts tonight during this stream. If you're watching on Twitch, we are going to take the midstream tea break here, where I go make a new cup of tea before continuing. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.